Yeah, welcome back on RealCopStoriesVideos.com. Excuse me. We have over 400 cop stories. Please look them up. They're my babies. There's gross alerts. There's stuff I can't unforget. There's barking dogs. There's dogs eating poor ladies' faces after these people die in their houses. There's, just a lot of really gross stuff. Exploding bodies. Please look them up. There's gross alerts. So they're most popular and they're pretty bad. I can't forget them. Anyway, and in addition to that, we have over 230 question and answers, 240, lose track here, so many of them. People ask me a question and I respond to them, okay? So if you want to ask me a question, email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com. I'll answer you directly and we'll put it on video. One question came up. Someone asked me, when was the first time that you really realized that you were the boss, that you have no one to refer to? Good question. Let me ask you, when I was what they call level 2 detective, which is first level supervisor, you're working for a top step. You're a supervisor, but you have someone you work for, usually in a squad situation, 10 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys. You're limited in what decision you can make because you have to rely on the boss. So usually I had 2 really good bosses, I had 1 really bad one. And so you take and you work with them and you know what your limits are to what kind of decision you can make. And then because if people you're making a decision to, whether it be usually not your squad, but it's other people, they don't like it, then they bypass you and go right to the boss. And that's why you have to work together, because you're supposed to be his mouthpiece. You're his assistant. What he says is what you say is what your boss says. But sometimes they try to go around you, which is fine, and they go to him, and then he says, "Well, that's what I want." And why are you questioning me? You should have talked to him, pointing at me, and So anyway, but it's nice. I did that for probably 8 years, 7, 8 years, working for about 4 different supervisors, trying to gain a lot of knowledge, different areas and different assignments. But I was always able to defer to the boss, And even though we were always together in our decision making, since he's the boss, he tells me what he wants. We were very fluid. One of them was very, very good. We still see each other. I was there when his son was born 22 years ago. We're very close. We're good buddies. The best one I ever had. Best boss, and then ultimately I became top step like he was. But so it was really good. But again, back to that question. I was always able to defer. Oh yeah, there's the boss. Go to him. Or even for blame, the lieutenant comes over. Hey, what's going on? Well, here's the little referral monkey. Well, you got to go to the boss. And it's a safeguard, and it's nice. But eventually, other alphas too, you want to be in charge. You want to be in charge eventually. You're tired of having someone defend you, which you don't need most of the time, and you also want to be able to flex your muscles and say, well, this is the way I want to run a squad eventually, because I learned all the years as I'm coming up, covering this on my stories. The good supervisors, the bad supervisors, throw away the bad stuff, keep the good stuff, throw away the bad stuff, and I'm building that sponge you were talking about. All that good stuff gets in there, so when I do become one, I'll become a good one. And it's not just because of me, it's because of the people that I was exposed to in the past, and I got rid of some of the bad stuff and I kept the good stuff. So that's what happens here, okay? So back to the question now. So it's kind of funny, Friday of a certain day, 97, Friday I was a step 2 detective. I was in a squad. I had 3 or 4 other guys working with me. It was great. Okay. Monday, I am now the top step detective. And I'm assigned to a squad of 7 people and 3 loanees in Watts, South Los Angeles. I am now in charge. There's nobody to refer to. Not only am I in charge of these 10 people, 11, depending on what day of the week it is, not only am I in charge of them, I'm responsible for them. 2 different things. Being in charge is you write evaluations, you make decisions, you direct it. I call it directing the boat. In other words, just kind of, you're the rudder and just kind of, boat's going to go anywhere no matter what you do. Just kind of direct it in the right direction. Being responsible means that we were doing warrants every day. When I was there, over 400 search warrants. 5 a week, every day. Where we were at, probably the most dangerous places like South Chicago. I don't know anything about New York. Philly, South Philly, I heard's bad. Baltimore, some of these towns. I'm not saying anything that people don't already know. So one of the most dangerous places to work is Watts. Okay, I didn't ask to go there, but like the Marine Corps, I'm not asked to go somewhere, but if you send me there, I'm gonna do the best I can. Okay, and we did. So Monday, I'm in charge. I go down there, I do some administrative audits that I've seen other supervisors do. I try to learn all the faces and the names, and I don't know anybody. I don't, because I'm working a whole different. At that time, narcotics division was probably 430 officers working all over a 436-mile city. You don't know anybody except where you work. I knew maybe 60 guys and majors, and that's it. Okay, now I'm coming out here in the real world where they do real work, gang members, guns, ghetto, all that good stuff. So I'm now there Monday morning, and I'm doing different things. The guys are coming in. They see me behind a glass office, although doors are open, and I'm waving at them. They know I'm coming because the word a week before is this one person made Detective Top 3. He's coming to our office. He's going to be our new boss. And they hadn't had a boss there. They changed. Unfortunately, they didn't have the spot filled. So every month they brought in a lone supervisor. Well, that's not good for any unit to have a guy come in for a month and then leave. Anything, civilian work, anywhere. It's not good for morale. It's not good for cohesiveness. It's not good for anything. Okay. So I get there. And I've covered this before. I'll give you a little tidbit, just a little bit. Let me back up here. It might take a little longer. For 27 years, this sounds really strange. For 27 years on the department, I went to lunch with somebody. Partner, mostly. In the first 14 years, I was a cop or a uniform officer. And then the other, 13 after that, I was in a squads where, like 6 of us went to lunch, 4 of us went to lunch, 8 of us went to lunch. We go to some place like a deli, and everybody, always together, always, because I wasn't the boss. I was one of many. Okay. So here's Monday morning. Guys come in. There's a we call it an easel board or a whiteboard. Has our search warrants. One scheduled for today. Briefings at like 1 o'clock for a 2 o'clock service. And I'm looking. Okay, good. I've done search warrants before. It's not new to me. Got my own equipment. I'm ready to go. It's my first time. All right. So 11 o'clock. Guys come in at 10. They're waving at me. I'm trying to learn people. I come on, ask them questions. And again, it's kind of awkward at first. Okay, so about 10:45, the place is empty. We have a double side. Well, actually, that time we were in an office, so we moved later. Pretty good sized office with all kinds of desks in there for a dozen people. The room's empty. Well, that's weird. So I get in the car. Not even worked this division ever. I don't know where I'm going. So I get in the car and I'm driving around. I see a Taco Bell, and they have a pizza combo in there. So I go into the drive-thru, get a little personal pizza and a soda, some breadsticks. I go sit in the back in the parking lot with my back against the wall because I'm kind of in a dangerous area anyway in a plain car, but I could be a victim. A lot of things, bad things could happen here. So I'm sitting there eating. It hit me. Second bite, it hit me. I'm no longer going to be able to eat with anybody. I'm going to be alone because I'm writing their evaluations. I'm in charge of them. We call it hiring and firing, but really it's just basically I can move them out of my unit anytime I want to because the captains allow this because vice and narcotic units are very sensitive assignments. If you have one duck in there, one officer that may be a problem, they want you to get him out because it looks bad for him, looks bad for a unit, looks bad for the department to have an employee that's kind of out of control or is going to have problems, both vice and narcotics. We always made it, since I worked these assignments a lot, we always had the adage that vice and narcotic units will make or break a department. If you have a corrupt vice unit, then people are going to perceive the department's corrupt, out of control, unsupervised. And you start doing that, you're going to have other entities coming in looking at you. You're going to have the sheriff's department undercover coming in. You're going to have FBI for possible, civil rights violation. You got a lot of stuff that can happen if you don't run your unit in a professional way. Okay, so anyway, so it hit me. I'm going to eat myself. Okay, so come back. Everybody's back now, briefing for the warrant, and so we do the warrant, and I'm kind of in the back. I'm kind of sitting in the back watching what's going on because I don't know how my unit works, and I think by the grace of God that I wound up being in a unit that pretty much was professional, smart, integrity, safe. I've never seen guys work like this before. Cohesiveness, it was unbelievable without a supervisor getting in the way. And that's what I called it, getting in the way. I watched them, I learned 1 warrant, 2 warrants, 3 warrants. A week goes by, we did 6 warrants. We did 2 in one day. Unbelievable. Nobody got shot, nobody got hurt, nobody got taken down, nobody got hit with a stick. I mean, it's just incredible. Guns at every warrant, gangs at every warrant. I mean, just really very, very interesting. Very nice. Okay. So here's where the question comes in. About a week into it, remember now, my people don't know me. I don't know them. I get a call in my office that a suspect wants to make a complaint against one of my people, a couple of my people. So now as I'm walking down the stairs, I'm thinking, okay, now's the time where they call fish or cut bait. Now's the time I have to show these guys that I am now the boss. And I remember now, Friday I wasn't, and Monday I am, okay? This is not dramatic, but I was a lower pressure supervisor before I became the top step. And now I'm in charge. So I go to the jail, there's a big glass thing, and so my two guys are standing there, they don't know me, I can barely know their names. And they go, hey boss, okay fine, come here, kick off this side. Okay guys, I look at them. I said, they know I got a lot of time. These guys have like 7 or 8 years on. I've got 27 years, 28 years on. So they know they're not talking to a rookie here. I go, okay, I'm gonna go in here and talk to this guy, and I'm gonna unzip my fly. Is there anything I shouldn't know? You tell me what happened. Anything I shouldn't know. Tell me everything, please. I can take care of this. And I gave them a look, and I think they trusted me. I want them to trust me. No, that's it. Okay, fine. I want you to stand next to me. There's no secrets here. You stand here and watch this, because you guys, which ultimately both of them became top steps later, you will be supervisors. Because most of the alphas in there almost all of them became supervisors. Because we're alphas. We don't just wave at people. Okay. So we walked up, opened the tank. Guy sitting there, suspect. Okay. I look across my arms. What's your problem? Okay. Now, what's your problem? How many words is that? 3 words, right? With a question mark. Actually, not even a question mark. It's more of an exclamation point. Thinking back, I got that from one of my supervisors about, 15, 20 years ago. He was an ex-Korean War veteran, ex-SWAT. He was my boss. I would take people down. They want to make a complaint. He'd come up and he'd go, what's your problem? And wow, it takes people off on their heels. They're supposed to be, are you okay? No. And he was very fair. He says, okay, tell me what happened. You're not going to sit there and say you're lying, which most of the time they were. So they tell him, he go, okay, fine. Well, you realize and explain what I did at that time. Okay, and then we off it. So I watched this and heard this, and I learned from it. And it sounds like you're being a smart ass, but I'm not. I'm just being assertive, I guess you would call it, or forceful. So I'd say, all right, what's your problem? And he'd look at me like, you know what to say for a second. Oh, well, they stopped me illegally. They did. Yeah, they shouldn't have stopped me. They saw you throw some crack on the ground. You were there, right? Well, they said that. Well, then they go in your pockets, right? Yeah, they went in my pockets and weren't supposed to. Well, they can. Okay, so now I'm thinking, okay, now all this sponge collecting over the last 27 years now is paying off because I have done this, I've been there, I've done everything these officers have done. Nothing's new to me. So I go, okay, well, that's fine. You understand you're going to go to jail for that. He goes, yeah. Oh, well, okay. And you have anything else? Yeah. They threw me to the ground. Oh, they threw you to the ground. Oh. And remember now, my 2 guys are standing right here. Oh, really? Huh. What kind of ground was it? Was it dirt? Was it concrete? Was it driveway? Was it street? Was it grass? What was it? Well, it's that grass, in front of the house. Oh, the grassway between the curb and the sidewalk. Yeah, right there. Okay. He had pants on. So I go, okay. Well, look at your knee, sir. He's sitting there on the, he looks down like this. You have no grass on your knees. So now, where did you throw you? Well, it might have been on the sidewalk. Oh, okay. Look at your knees. You see any sidewalk on there? Oh, no sidewalk. No. Do you see any cloth scuff marks when you loosely hit the ground? The first thing to go are the knees, right? No. I say, okay, fine. There's no complaint here. Okay. You're legally arrested. These guys did nothing wrong. So, here's my name. You see all the stripes I have here. So I'm in charge, and that's it. Okay. Let's close the cell door. Just book them. Put me down as approving all that. Look on their faces, man. Because remember now, they had temporary supervisors for the last 6 months. No one defended them. People are making complaints, and they were not trying to screen these complaints. Okay? And I'm running out of time here, so I'm going to continue this in a minute because there's a little portion I want to show you that happens because of this. Again, realization that I am now in charge, and not only am I in charge of the unit, but these 2 young people that are influenced by everything I'm going to do, just like I was when I was their age, need to see how things should be done. I say should be done because I think I did it the right way. They're going to learn from this. I want them to learn from this because they're young, 6, 7 years on maybe. And so that was the reason why I did that, and also did it for myself to kind of prove to myself, man, I'm in charge now. This is weird. I'll tell you why it's scary in the next one, okay? So I'll be right back. Thank you. Bye.